hold on.
I have, forget it.
Chat readings
I
from
like
us.
to
Is that
do
okay?
anything. I need
Yes.
to
Would you like
too much information, and I.
This Ellen Sarah.
Hmm.
Mickey's.
Yes, I hear her name.
Uh-oh.
You know what? Say information, and I.
Hi, Linda.
Okay, you want to know? Shut the computer off and restart it.
Good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Oh,
And everybody.
Jessica
Abby?
Shulman is from the Salt Marsh Alliance.
And then they show you your name, your address, phone number, credit card. Just
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Glad to be here with you. Welcome to everyone. There's quite a few of us here. That's wonderful. We are going to begin. Just getting everybody muted. If you need to speak, do please unmute yourself. But meanwhile, we all stay muted so that we don't have background noise. But please participate even though you are on mute. So I'm like, where's the prayer book? I need to share the prayer book. Let's do that. All right. I hope you can all see that. If you have a physical prayer book with you, you can turn to page 126 in Mishkan Tefillah. And if you have two sets of numbers, it's the bracketed numbers. Let's take just a moment to breathe out whatever has been happening this week, whatever has been weighing us down, and to breathe in peace and the second soul that we get on Shabbat, and enjoy the sweetness of that soul. See if you can let go of tension wherever it lives in your body. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We continue with the blessing over the candles, and it's my pleasure to invite Linda Horowitz to read for us and to do the blessing and to light candles on our behalf.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you so much, Linda. And you did such a beautiful job of setting up your candles so that we can see them. Thank you for that too.
You're welcome.
We turn now to the Kiddush. It's on page 123 if you have a prayer book, And I'd like to invite Robert Rothman to unmute yourself and read for us in the English.
Thank you. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made it the Holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your Holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Baruch atah, praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, be'eretz avanu, b'shabbat kodsho, Yahavov ratzon hilkilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, Ihu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh, zeicher letziat Mitzrayim, Ivanu v'chata, Yotanu kidashta, Mikol ha'amim, Shabbat kodshecha, Be'ahava u'b'ratzon, Hinachaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
We continue now with Lecha Dodi, the medieval mystical poem that instructs us to turn to one another and say, beloved, come with me to greet the Shabbat bride. And we imagine the Shabbat as the dusk falls, coming to join us and bringing joy and happipness and beauty to our Shabbat day.
Lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Shama v'zacha v'dibar echad, ish ni'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, v'shem u'tiferet, v'lithilah. Lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Likrat Shabbat nechol v'nelchad, hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Hinvorech kumbi hori, uri uri, shir daveri, kvod Adonai, alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tzola, toch emonei am segula, boi chala, lecha Dodi likrat alay 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah.
If you choose, I invite you to rise for the Baruch Hu, and if you'd like to face to the east, we can all pray toward Jerusalem.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed.
Let's be seated. I invite you to read along with me page 148 in the prayer book. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam B'Yisrael Amecha Torah u'mitzvot Ukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu Ukumenu nasiach b'chokecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. פיכם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We continue with the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzvacha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha b'betecha ובלכתך בדרך ובשופך ובקולך, ובשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please read with me. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נוראתי לא תוסף אלה, נוראתי לא תוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע היום לפני משה ומרים, זילינו ואמרו, זילינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us the shelter of your peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בדיובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת וינבש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We turn to the tefillah. If you have a prayer book, it begins on page 164. And I invite you, if you're able and if you choose, to rise.
Adonai, Sefer Tiftach, Upi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohi Avotinu, Ve'emoteinu, Elohi Avraham, Elohi Yitzchak, Elohi Yaakov, Elohi Sarah, Elohi Rivka, Elohi Rachel, Elohi Leah, Ha'el Hagdol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Vezocher Chastevot Be'imot, ומביא גאולו לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר, מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, עזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, לחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים, רופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיי, ומטמיח ישועה, נאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, לחיי הכל. אתה קדוש, ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יעללוך סלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Let's be seated. Please read with me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel, all who seek you, may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We come now to our prayer of gratitude, Modine, and it's our tradition nowadays to invite everyone to share something that they're grateful for today. And so I invite you to type that into the chat. Or you can also add something aloud. Just unmute yourself if you want to say something that you're grateful for. Helene, do you have something?
Yes, I'm typing.
Okay, you could also say it out loud.
Okay. I am very grateful I was able to have my hair done today.
Awesome. Yes, I have not done that thus far. I'm going to wait until late July. But yes, you look great, by the way.
Thank you.
We're grateful for the ability to get haircuts. Modim anachnu lach. Robert, it's so nice to see you. What are you grateful for this evening?
After 3 long months, my husband came back the Saturday before last.
Yay! Welcome home, Zafir. So glad that you two are back together.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. Modim anachnu lach. Judith, how about you?
Yeah, I got my sound back. I had no sound for a while. I'm okay now. So I'm grateful I have sound now. Yay. No, I went for my annual checkup with my surgeon for my shoulder this morning, and I got an excellent report. And so I'm very grateful that everything went so well and it's behind me and that I had good news.
All right. Modim anachnu lach for good news about health. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Durley and Teddy. I don't know which one of you, maybe both.
I am thankful today is the last day of remote learning.
Ah, yes. Today is the last day of remote learning, and we are grateful for that. The last day for this school year, for sure. I am also grateful for that because I have been watching my 15-year-old daughter, Shoshi, who just finished 10th grade, deal with her remote learning. And she was very successful this year. So I am grateful for that and grateful for her that she's done for the year. Yay. Michael Rose, you wanted to say something.
I took the car to get service today, and I am grateful that I was able to walk for an hour and 3 miles from the dealership back to our house and not fall over.
Could you hear that? Let me repeat it just to be sure. So for anyone who doesn't know, Michael Rose is my husband.
Hello.
And he's sitting here near me. And he took our car to the auto repair shop early this morning, and it is 3 miles from our house. And he dropped it off and walked back. And he is grateful for being able to walk 3 miles without falling over. He did come in the house and say, my legs hurt so much. We have not been getting a large amount of exercise over the last few months. I am looking in the chat, and it looks like Helene is not the only one who got a haircut. Susan Sisler is also grateful for getting her haircut. Catherine Haslanger is grateful for small victories. Yeah, I hear that. Robert Rothman is grateful for empty streets in Brooklyn for walking. Emma Rose Tuttleman Kriegler is grateful for safety. Linda Kushner Silverman also had her hair done today, and she's grateful for that. And also that 2 good friends got good medical news, and she has hired an aide to take care of her after her surgery that is coming up, I think, next month. Is that right, Linda? July 7th? I'm trying to read your lips because you're muted. It's not going that well.
July 14th.
July 14th is when she is having surgery on her knee. Yes. Gail and Robert, or Bob, I guess you go by Bob. Gail and Bob are grateful to be here, and we are very grateful that you are here as well. So Modim anachnu lach. Karen Kramer is grateful for family and friends. And Leah Sofian is grateful for her family and to finally be able to see her chiropractor. Gerard, you appear to be unmuted. Do you have something else to add?
Well, yes, I'm grateful for some lovely Father's Day gifts and recognition, including this new yarmulke.
Oh, wait, I'm looking for you. I don't know where you are. Okay. Wow, new yarmulke. Grateful for Father's Day and Father's Day gifts. Oh, now I see it. Ooh, that's nice. Modim and nachnu lach for that. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Mona, I have
Mona.
something to add. My grandson won $1,000 scholarship for an essay that he wrote. It was President Cleveland, Grover Cleveland scholarship, and it was 3,400 participants, and 100 students got scholarships, and he was one of them.
Wow, mazal tov to him.
Yes,
Modim and
had to be
nachnu lach.
one of the many he should be getting.
Great.
I have,
Great.
you hear me?
Yes.
So another Emily gratefulness is that with everybody not singing so much, Emily's been singing, and she's doing a Yiddish festival for YIVO. And she was hired to do a piece by Aaron Kernis for violin, piano, and Emily. And that YIVO festival is gonna be virtually shown soon, and I'll let everybody know when that is. She's doing 2 pieces on that Yiddish festival, so that's pretty cool.
That's great. Modim and nachnu lach. Elaine Sarfati.
Elaine and Isaac are very happy that
And
our
Isaac.
grandson is finally going to come and visit on Monday with his girlfriend.
Who is coming to visit?
My grandson, our grandson, Ami.
Yay. Modim and nachnu lach for visits from family.
We haven't seen him since
February.
I haven't seen him since February.
A mile away.
Wow, yeah. Modim and nachnu lach for that. I will add gratitude for the progress that we have made in our country in terms of LGBT QIA plus rights, the right to marry whoever you want, the and all of the other progress that has been made over the years. This is the weekend that would have been the Pride Parade. We had a special service for Pride last Saturday morning, but we and I'm grateful that I live in a place where my 2 daughters, who both identify as queer, can be open about that without being afraid, and they're not. So I'm very, very glad of that. So for all of these things and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. We continue with Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amacha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amacha, Tasim le'olam. Ki ata melech Adon, lachol hashalom, lachol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon, lachol hashalom, lachol hashalom. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, et amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך, בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם.
Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We pray for peace in our hearts and in our spirits and in our country and in our world. And now we take a few moments to continue quietly. There are words on the screen. If you have a prayer book, there are words on page 180 and 181, but we can always use the words in our own hearts.
Adonai, Zori, Adonai, Zori, Vegoli, Vegoli.
May the words of our mouths and the meditations in our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. We turn our thoughts now to those among us and those in our hearts who are ill and who are in need of healing, of body, of mind, or of spirit. If you have a prayer book, our Misha Berach is on page 371. And if you have names to add for Misha Berach, you can put them in the chat. I'll also give you a chance to say them aloud. And some of you have already sent me names. And if your names tend to be the same from week to week, I might have carried them over even if you didn't send them to me. So if you have the same names as before, I may already have them. But feel free to put names into the chat. This evening, we hold in our thoughts and in our hearts for healing Evelyn Urbano, Jesse Sakharov, Ronnie Turek, Ira Weiss, Elaine Drucker, Alan Fremer, Susan Bilecki, Nathan Aaron Robbins, Andrew Mazzella, Jeffrey Levinson, Michael Scott Landisberg, Michael Luck, Alana Beth Berger, Shelley Oken, Louise Dankberg, Jane Berman, Harry Bower, Ronald Resnick, Barry Strumpf, Selma Carl, Linda Kushner Silverman, Sarah West, Susan Handwerker, Diane Figueroa. Linda Horowitz adds Sandy Alfont, Irene Nashinoff, and Esther Batlusi. Lori Pandolfo adds Jacqueline Halpern. Jesse Schulman adds Orville Dagener, Ellen Hoyt, and Ron Burke. Pam Glantzman adds Andy Glantzman and Deanna and Ira Roth. Patricia Matthews adds Elena Aram, Chanel Kamabach, Warren Feliz, Jimmy Jenkins, Peter Gale, Paul Kastick, and Melissa Herrera Kastick. Sam and Fran Silverman add Vicky Lightmaker, Eddie DeAngelis, Nettie Trommer, Dave Moore, and Mia Gannon. Freema Schneier adds Elaine Gordet, Ellie Heinrich, Phyllis O'Neill, Shari Rolnick, Marcy Babiatsky, Shirley Amrani, and Perry Frankel. Susan Sisler adds Dolores Weinberger, Ingrid Grosso, Roberta Gotthelf, Audrey Cohen, and Fran Sisler. Stan Hollander adds John Carfisi, Francis O'Heron, and Orlando Aiello. Jane and Harold Gleiberman add Suzanne Leknos and Florence Schoen. Hannah Roth Seavey adds Joellen Fox. Linda Feller adds Annie Nusimovici, Michelle Nusimovici, and Kimberly Finnegan. Sarah Rothstein adds Arnie Rothstein. Linda Kushner Silverman adds Jackson Kushner, Tara Kushner, Sally Samet, David Gershon, and Stanley Tenen. Ellen Rothstein adds Rebecca Rothstein and Bambi Polk. Diane Schenker adds Bert Migdal. Ruth Belay adds Liz Yasuda, Park Shing Lam, Richard Zagame, Mark Steiner, Paul Steiner, Elizabeth Steiner, Patty and Erwin Cohen, and Monica Beyer. Mona Goldberg adds Anna Flores, Marlene Unterberger, Francis Bergman, Delphine Wolf, Freya Kashmir, and Michelle Boudin. Helene Smith adds Barbara Magid. Jan Hutner and Richard Miller add Darren Brewer and Renee Ponset. Darby Evans adds Jane Evans. Gail and Bob Freed add Karen Warner. Jessica Schulman adds Ellen Hoyt and Ron Burke. Leah Sofian adds Ariel Williams. Karen Kramer adds Marion McGivney. Elaine Sarfati adds Sam Sarfati, Bobby and Dan, David, and Marilyn. Emma Rose includes Jeff Silberman, who is recovering from surgery. Mona Goldberg adds Barbara Dembar. Eric Platt adds Michael Moore, Nancy Connor, Michael Datch, and Dave Stanger. Alan, you have your hand up. Would you like to unmute?
There we go. In general, all the people in my building, regardless of their age or physical condition, that now have to endure 9 weeks of not having an elevator. I wish everybody just good luck and good health here.
My God. Wow.
They're replacing the car.
Yes, thank you for that. Judith, go ahead.
Stacy, David, Julia, Lauren, and Wilma Mauser, and Hannah Paines and Irene Ashenoff.
Thank you, Judith. Anybody else want to unmute and add a name? Durley, you have your hand up?
Yes, Carmen Cordero.
Thank you.
Everyone who's not experiencing Tikkun Olam, Teshuvah.
Thank you, Steve. Anybody else? We also include all of those who are suffering from COVID-19 or from the measures we have taken to mitigate the spread of the virus. We include those who have been harmed because of their gender identity. We include those who have been wounded in service to our country or Israel, those who have been hurt in the protests recently, and those who have been hurt in disasters around the world, both natural and human created. We pray for a full and complete healing for all of them.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom again, everyone, and welcome. It's so wonderful always to be here with you, even virtually. And I think so many of us have experienced this phenomenon of Zoom as being so much more effective than we thought that it could be. Of course, it's not the same as being together in person. Of course, it's not the same as being able to hug each other. But I know that some of you can hear me better like this and see me better like this than in the sanctuary. And I can hear you better like this than in the sanctuary. So we are really, really blessed to be able to be together in this way. And also, I know some of you wouldn't be able to be there in the sanctuary, but you are able to be here like this. And so I'm very glad of that as well. One of the characterizations of the book of Numbers, which is the book that we're reading right now, is that it's about rebellion. During the 40 years in the wilderness, there are a number of different rebellions among the Israelites, rebellions against Moses, rebellions against God. The most dramatic is in this week's Torah portion, Korach. Korach is a Levite, so he's one of the ones charged with taking care of the temple and the holy objects in the temple, but he's not a priest. He and his 250 followers join against Moses and Aaron, and the text tells us that these are chieftains of the community, chosen in the assembly, men of repute. These are not the common riffraff. They say to Moses and Aaron, "You have gone too far, for all the community are holy, all of them, and the eternal is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourselves above the eternal's congregation?" As so often happens, we see in that accusation the way that they see the world. At the end of the last Torah portion, Shalach Lecha, we learn about putting tzitzit, fringes, on four-cornered garments. The purpose of the fringes, we are told, is that we should look at them and be reminded to observe all God's commandments and to be holy to our God. Now, is this a promise that the Israelites are all automatically holy? Israeli philosopher Yeshayahu Leibowitz says no. It is aspirational. Live as God instructs you to live and work toward being holy. As Leibowitz writes, Korach regards holiness not as an end whose achievement is demanded, but as already given, established, and residing in the people as they are. The great notion of holiness is thus desecrated. And that's not the only assumption that Korach makes. He accuses Moses and Aaron of raising themselves above the rest of the Israelites. He's saying that leadership is about ambition and about the benefits to be gotten as a leader. Becoming a leader for Korach is something people do for themselves so that they can have power that they can use, not in order to serve others. Both of these assumptions, that holiness has been given to all of the Israelites and is not something they are working toward, and that the leaders of the people have sought that power for themselves and use it for their own benefit, are antithetical to the idea of what service to God is. And perhaps that's why there's such a dramatic response to Korach, the other leaders, Datan and Aviram, their families, and their 250 followers. In a unique event in the Torah that doesn't happen any other time, the earth literally opens up and swallows the tents of Korach, Datan, and Aviram and their families. And Korach and the 250 men who are ordered by Moses to bring incense on their fire pans and offer it are consumed by fire from God. I will say that it is not clear to me how Korach can both be swallowed up and consumed by fire from God, but sometimes the Torah is confusing. I will try to figure that out another year. So here are two reasons that people might aspire to leadership. They want to acquire things for themselves, money, power, prestige, fame, or they want to serve others. And for many, there's probably some kind of combination of the two. Joseph Kennedy Sr., father of President John F. Kennedy, was an anti-Semite and a problematic person in a number of other ways. However, he impressed upon his children that because they were financially fortunate, very fortunate, they had a responsibility to give back by entering public service. And Moses and Aaron are in this type of tradition. They're not leaders, of course, because they feel a responsibility due to their financial position. That's not the way in which they're the same, but because they are there to be of service. They have been chosen by God to be of service. They are leaders not out of desire for personal gain, but because all of the people are to serve God in their own appointed way. And this is Moses and Aaron's job. Many of our leaders today don't seem to be in leadership because they feel a responsibility to give and to serve their fellow citizens. They are in the mold of Korach. They believe that the purpose of being in a position of leadership is primarily to serve yourself. I don't think that that is all of our leaders, but certainly a significant number of them seem to be in it for that. The model of takers and givers, the model of these two different models of leadership also extends to people who are not community leaders as well. We are told today, according to the best information available, that wearing a mask in public over our noses and mouths can reduce the risk to others if we have COVID-19. But every day we see people not wearing masks and sometimes loudly refusing to wear masks and sometimes insisting that they have a right under the Americans with Disabilities Act not to wear masks in establishments that require masks. Why? Many say because it infringes on their freedom. They are rebelling, but they are rebelling like Korach. It is about what they believe is their own good without concern for the good of others. Another rebellion we've been seeing in past weeks is the protests, the uprising following the death of George Floyd after a police officer knelt on his neck for almost 9 minutes. We also speak of Breonna Taylor, shot to death by police while she slept in her bed, and Ahmaud Arbery, chased down and shot by 3 white men while he was jogging near his home. This rebellion is not like Korach's rebellion. This rebellion is for the good of the people as a whole. It is more in the Moses model. In our Torah portion, the people don't back up Moses and Aaron in the face of Korach's rebellion. They don't necessarily join Korach, but neither do they oppose him. God is angry and wants to destroy the entire people. Moses and Aaron, in this moment, when they are being attacked and their leadership is being maligned and questioned, when they are being betrayed by the rebels, but also by the silent majority of the Israelites, nevertheless speak up in that moment for the Israelites to save them from God's anger. This is what leaders do who are there to serve and not to gain. They continue to lead and fight for the people, even if the people don't appreciate it. The protests and the movement to change the way policing works for the benefit of both police and the citizenry who are not police, the civilians, by not putting police in situations they are not trained or equipped to handle. This is in service to our whole nation and everyone in it. Whenever we find our own selves feeling rebellious, let us ask ourselves, where is that feeling of rebelliousness coming from? Is it because we want something for ourselves that we aren't getting? Or is it something for the common good, which might also benefit us, but it's not just about us? Let us embrace the idea of the responsibility of service to the community, whether through leadership or setting an example or doing as something as simple as being sure to properly wear a mask when in public. May we recognize that when we are in service to others, we are making that progress toward becoming a holy people. May we always aspire to greater holiness and to bringing more justice and goodness into the world through leadership and through rebellion for the common good. Amen and Shabbat Shalom.
For this Pride weekend, I sing, why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered, wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da do, la la da 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 dee da do.
Lovely. Thank you. Adrienne says she loves that song. I love that song too. And it is almost impossible not to sway back and forth during it. Right, Teddy and Charlie? I saw you. We are going to continue with the Aleinu, our prayer for oneness, our prayer for the day when we will all be together, when we will all be able to be at peace and to be one. I invite you, if you choose and if you're able, to rise for the Aleinu.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינה טובו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. בני אלוהים היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, היום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Let's be seated. We turn our thoughts now to those who are no longer with us, our loved ones who have died in the past days or weeks or months, or in past years at this time of the year. If you have names to add for the Mourners Kaddish yard sites that you're observing and you would like to put them in the chat, please do so. And I will also give you a chance to add names out loud. We remember those who have died in the past year. Dr. Stephen Kamholtz, Robert Serpico, Jeanette Riley, Melvin Barish, William Lamp, Martin Schenken, Solomon Tettelbaum, Sean Singer, Jeff Harris, Sammy Berger, Rabbi Kenneth Roseman, Chaim Braunzweig, Harry Baylor, Ben Schaefer, Shirley Hyatt Tobias, Myron Klein, Ted Tobias, Sandy Gannon Abel, David Ribler, Bess Newman, Buzz Lorch, Benjamin Benjamin Elwood, Edward Albino, Joseph Davis, Jerry Charon, Gary Zeitlin, Sean Devlin, David Levy, Lenny Drucker, Beverly Tredinick, Evelyn Pincus, Rita Spiro, Beatrice B.J. Jacobs, Melvin Jorgrau, Gloria Katzen, Lorraine Elner, Amanda Corwin, Mel Paul, Nigel Grant, Benjamin Resnick, Robin Silverman, Jeanette Zarrow, Claire Strauss. Ellen Rothstein is remembering Selma Gold, Jeff Harris, Helen Polk, Sheila Catan, Dr. Mark Leibowitz, Dr. Tina Polk, and Dr. Austin Schlecker. Ruth and John Belay are remembering Rita Belay and Howard Jankelowitz. Jane and Harold Gleiberman are remembering Arthur Roski and Carol Andre. Mara Minsky and Mike Wadman are remembering Sally Wadman. Eric Platt is remembering Abby Sheck. Deborah Davies is remembering Tauba Haight. On our yahrzeit list this week are, among many others, Fran Silverman's brother, Abe Adler, Jane Gleiberman's father, Morris Dabrowski, Elaine Drucker's father-in-law and Lenny Drucker's father, Martin Drucker, Lori Pandolfo's cousin, Carolyn Fields, Freema Schneier's stepmother, Jenny Gelb, Ruth Levine's grandmother, Sarah Greenwald, Judge Milton Platt's father-in-law, Morris Leuterstein, Diane Shanker's father, Harry Migdal, Linda Horowitz's Aunt Betty Rose, Heather Schwartz's father, Barry Schloss, Gerard Sofian's mother, Pauline Sofian, and Jennifer Tattenbaum's father, Donald Tattenbaum. We also include Leatrice Langer, who is remembered by Karen Kramer. Elaine and Isaac Sarfati are remembering Estrella and Azaris Sarfati and Seal Bader. Eric Platt is remembering Ted Gordon. Leah Sofian is remembering Elijah McLean. Emma Rose Tuttleman Kriegler includes George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and I will also add Ahmaud Arbery. Does anyone have other names that they would like to add? Would you like to unmute yourself and add other names? Anyone? Okay. We also include all of those around the world who have died from COVID-19. and those who have died from other causes, whether in war or famine or terror or disaster, or alone and homeless on our city's streets. We continue with the Mourners Kaddish. I invite you to participate in the Mourners Kaddish according to your own tradition. If you don't have your own tradition with regard to the Kaddish, I invite you to rise if you're able and join in. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ba'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar, v'yitalev, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, dam yiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved here with us this evening or wherever they may be. And let us say amen. Let's be seated.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
I would like to invite our president, Eric Platt, to give us some announcements.
Good Shabbos. Thank you all for being here tonight. Tomorrow morning is Biakad at 9:45, followed by services. And Tuesday, as always, we have Torah study led by Sam Silverman. If you're interested in joining, if you're not already joining, please give Sam a call or call the temple office so that they can contact him. Also, what was I going to say? And of course, we will have services next Friday night and on July 4th. So please, I invite you to join us. And since we're not in our building and we cannot collect on the tzedakah plate, please go to our website and make a donation towards tzedakah. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom and thank you. Our closing song today, Noni, do you want to share what our closing song is?
Yeah, we're singing Od Yavo, Shalom, right?
Yes. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiva shalom aleinu, Odiva shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Odiva shalom aleinu, Odiva shalom aleinu, Odiva shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisna Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine on you and be gracious to you. May God lift God's face toward you and give you peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.